Bladesmiths, welcome to the farm. There may be nothing better than fresh food directly from the farm to the table. Today, you'll be using coal forges. Forging on coal forges in direct sunlight is gonna make it difficult for you to judge the temperatures of your steel. Additionally, the heat's gonna take a toll on your bodies physically. But that's not all that you're up against. If you look around this farm, gentlemen, all of the tools that you see are made for tilling the earth and harvesting crops. Your job is to harvest the steel that you need from those tools to make one of these. A classic chef's knife. Good luck, bladesmiths. Your 3 hour starts now. Well, let's talk a little bit about farming tools. We've got steel wagon wheels. We've got all manner of tools around here. How do you even start to narrow the selection?
I generally go for anything that was designed to cut something or to take high abrasion, like digging in the dirt or anything like that.
Time starts, and I want my steel first. I grabbed a brush axe. The brush axe comes in a decent thickness, and it's a flat billet. It's an awesome starting point for me.
That's smart. It's like, I'm going for the essentially kitchen knife on a stick.
I'm all right with coal forges in general. I've got a fair amount of experience running them, but I never forge in direct sunlight. That's a very difficult challenge.
Connected to the bottom of these forges, there's a hose and a manual blower that these guys have to crank constantly to maintain a high volume of airflow on those flames, because that's how the temperature gets up, right?
Exactly.
I'm building coal up, it's smoking, and I'm a little stressed out.
Oh, look at Paige swing that hammer. My gosh.
Watching him hammer, it's like a very young, brand new Big Blue.
I started out as a blacksmith, and so I'm very good at forging to finish. I've been doing it for longer than most 18-year-olds, I guess you could say, but I'm trying to prove that I'm also a good bladesmith and just trying to do my best and see how far I can get.
When I forge a knife, I always forge from the tip of the knife to the handle, and that's the way that I can keep things proportional. With the chef's knife, your knuckles should never hit the cutting board, so I like to cant my handles back. And it looks a little silly if you don't know what it's for, but if you've ever used a handle that's like that, it is awesome when your knuckles are not hitting that cutting board.
30 minutes, bladesmiths. Ben dealt with some problems earlier with that big chunk of steel. He swapped it out for a smaller piece of steel, and he's made leaps and bounds of progress.
Trying to stretch this out, and I see this little spot where I've ground through.
Oh, man, this is bad.
That's not good at this point.
Not good at all.
Think, well, while it's still hot, it's not gonna hurt anything now if I go put a little bead of weld on there, and I'll fill that back in. Wham, bam. At this point, I'm just trying to get this done and make sure it's strong.
15 minutes, bladesmiths.
I start going for the quench. I'm going edge down so that I can kind of leave a softer spine. I need this quench to go well. If poop was gonna hit the fan at any point, it'd probably be right here. It looks straight. Put a file on it. Skates across, we're good.
5 minutes, bladesmiths.
I'm getting ready to heat treat my knife, and my fire is just a little circle in there. When you want to do like a quench, you need to get the whole blade like evenly heated. My forge is not gonna allow me to do that right now.
Oh, this is cool. So it looks like Steven is making a trough, concentrating his fire with the fire bricks so that he can get a better even heat on his steel.
I draw that knife back and forth over this white fire.
Looks like Steven just quenched.
I look at it, it's pretty straight. I'm happy.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This first round of competition is over.
Bladesmiths, welcome to the strength test. To test the strength and durability of your edge, as well as the overall construction of your chef's knives, I'm gonna be going ham on these rolling pins. Remember, this test is all about what those pins do to your knives and not what your knives do to the pins. Steven, you're up first.
I'm ready.
Well, Stephen, your blade, it held up beautifully. There's no glinting, there's no wiggle, there's no nothing. The handle is still kicked up a little bit, but, you know, that's not anything too much to worry about. Good-looking knife, well done.
Thank you.
Ben, are you ready?
All right.
Well, Ben, your edge held up beautifully. There's no glinting, no rolling, no nothing. I wish you could have gotten a little taller on here just to make more of a chef's knife appearance. The blade is still as straight as it was coming into this. Not dead straight, still got a little bit of an action to it. But all in all, well done.
Thank you.
All right, Cade, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Well, Cade, your edge held up great. Your knife is still dead straight. Your handle is really comfortable. I like that it's got some flat sides. I know exactly where the edge is. I don't have to think about it. So well done.
Thank you.
All right, bladesmiths. Now it's time to find out just how sharp the edges of your chef's knives are. This is the sharpness test, the fish slice. I'm looking for a nice clean cut on these fishes. Steven, you're up first. You ready for this?
Let's do it.
Let's do this. Up. Safety gear first.
Get on over here.
All right, Steven, that's a nice looking blade. The edge you have here is ground perfectly for this kind of test. The cut all the way cleanly through. Overall, sir, it'll cut.
Thank you.
All right, Ben, it's your turn. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this. All right, Ben, let's talk about your chef knife here. When you're cutting with this, you can cut all the way through. The edge is very sharp. It'll cut.
Thank you.
And then there was one. Are you ready, Cade?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this. All right, Cade. The edge sliced easily through the fish. Your handle construction is comfortable. Overall, sir, it will cut.
Thank you.
You guys went through a coal forging round in bright sunlight, and you were still able to churn out beautiful blades that performed so well in our test that none of them took any damage. This is a difficult decision for us to make, but gentlemen, only 2 of you can move forward into this final round of competition. The bladesmith leaving the forge is Ben. Your blade didn't make the cut.
Ben, you made a knife that tested out just as well as your competitors' knives did. So this came down to the profile of that knife not being what we were looking for in a chef's knife, and that slight warp.
Understood.
Ben, please surrender your blade.
I turned in a blade that was a good performing, sharp knife, but it's not the knife they asked for.